Hello, my friend. I am Charlie Simons, your host here on Do Not Talk. Talk about two things you're never supposed to talk about, politics and religion. Talking to the people I'm not supposed to talk to, including my own Republican Party, telling me, oh, don't talk to those gubernatorial candidates, because they're grassroots, and we've already decided who's going to the final election, or at least the primary. Steve Hilton and Chad Bianco. That's it. Those are your choices. Well, no, they're not. And you don't make the rules for how our elections were set up. We do. I've been introducing you to everyone. As a matter of fact, every conservative candidate who's running for governor has been on my show at least one time, except Chad Bianco. He's the only one that still has not. And believe me, I've asked many times. And they've said yes, and then nothing happens. Say what you will about that. However, I first became aware of this man, probably a good 5-6 years ago.
I've been campaigning for California governor since before the first Newsom recall. And now for the 2026 gubernatorial race. Interview after interview, traveling to city after city, helping the people to fight back. There's only one unwavering constant the people have come to know about me.
Your representatives in all three branches have one real job. That's it, just one. And that is governments are instituted among men to secure the rights of the people. I'm not here to be a governor for the government. I'm here to be a governor for the people. The people's governor.
I've had the privilege of meeting him, working with him at events, introducing him, bringing him on stage, having him on my show. I am definitely impressed with Daniel Mercury, Mercuri, not Y-R-I. And does he stand a chance? Could he be the next governor of the state of California? We have a primary coming up this June. He's not going to be listed on the ballot as a Republican. Nor is Louis Herms, who I'm also a big fan of. They decided they're doing no party preference or independent. I forget exactly what they chose. There's a reason for that. The California Republican Party has ignored them. I hate that. Now you have a chance to meet him this coming Sunday, personally. Hear what he has to say. Shake his hand. Have a meal with him. It's a brunch. My friends Greg and Linda HANNA, they open up their home. They live in a beautiful area, beautiful home. Most people would be like, yeah, we got ours. Get out, stay away. We don't want you here. Not them. They open their home. They're always ready to help. Absolutely. Let's do a fundraiser. Let's do a meet and greet. Let's have a brunch. And that's what's happening this coming Sunday, April 26th. Write down Linda HANNA's email address when she gives it to you, and write her and say, yeah, I want to attend. And she'll get you the address and everything. I don't want to give it out over the air because there's some creepy, horrible people who like to hurt anyone who's taking conservative values seriously, especially biblical values. And Daniel is a strong believer. So are the HANNAs. So am I, follower of Christ Jesus. So if you want to join us this coming Sunday for this brunch, I strongly recommend it. I hope you follow through. Let's get her into the mix now to talk about it. Daniel Mercury coming to Folsom this coming Sunday. And here's how you can attend on Do Not Talk. Ready? Hit it. Yeah! Hello, my friend. Hello. Welcome to the show. How did you first become aware of Daniel Mercury running for governor of the state of California?
My friend Jules from Southern California was Mercury. So I went to the debate that I saw you in, that I regret not taking a picture with you, and then you were gone at the end. When we were in San Diego at the debate in November, and I met him, and I was with someone else that was running for governor, and I really did like him. He had to drop out. The funds were not there. And I looked at Daniel Mercury and I liked him immediately. Everything about him I like that he was a Christian man, that he loves the country. He's a married man and he's a dad. So he understands, and he's from California. That makes a big difference to me, because even though I was not born in California, I was raised in California since I was a child in the first grade. And do people know the struggle of California, of how we want to keep it golden, how it's the most beautiful state and we want to keep it beautiful, not run into all these homeless and people asking you for money, which is everywhere. And I thought, well, the other ones, the other two that are first and second, supposedly, do they really understand that, or are they all about the money? You know, so as soon as my candidate had dropped out, immediately I was looking at Daniel, but and I wrote Daniel Mercury, excuse me, because he is going to be our next governor. And I read more about him, and I really liked everything. The grassroots he's for we the people, and that's what I want. I don't want someone that, okay, so with the other two, the one that came in, I wanted someone that was an American, and then he had dual citizenship, and then he left it in November. Okay, so then I thought, okay, Linda, you wanted him to leave and pick a country. He did. And then at the same time, I'm thinking, does he understand the struggle of California? Is he just here meanwhile because he got here, however? And how come his wife is not into being an American? Those are just questions that I throw on myself. I want someone that the whole family understands about what are we about? So I asked Daniel, and I think being raised in San Jose, California, before it was Silicon Valley, I said, what are you? You know, your look. And he looks very, very typical look for me. He says, I'm Mexican and Italian. And I know we shouldn't run on that, but hey, you know what? All of us, I am first generation from Mexico. So I said, you know, here we are talking about only the white people get this. Well, here we go, folks. We got us one of ours that is running grassroots, loves this country, loves God, loves his family. It's a no-brainer for me. And he's a military man, which not everybody has to be military, but I'll tell you one thing, you better love and fight for this country. You better love and fight for your family. You better love. And we have two daughters, as you know, Charlie. Our oldest is special needs. She's 35. And then we have a younger one that she's a mom, a single mom. And her little guy is what I'm thinking about. I want a future for him. I want him to live the golden life here in California, because we are the golden state. And I'm living in El Dorado County. Gold was just found right around the corner from here. So I really wanted someone that understands this and understands it like from all of us, not just, you know, when the GOP said we had to go for Hilton, immediately I said, whoa, no one tells me where I have to go. So then I knew I had to run the other way. And then when I heard Chad Bianco, oh, does he talk a good talk? I said, that's my kind of man, that I want him to talk a good talk. And then you interviewed somebody, Van Miller. Once you interviewed him, I said, you know what? So he took a knee, so he prayed, so he tripped. Let's say he prayed, like he said. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he prayed, he could have tripped, you know. Not a big deal to me, okay? My big deal is that you set up somebody to look like a hero. I got a problem with that. If you said, I was saying before, you set up an American to look like a hero, you shouldn't set anybody up.
To look like a hero? Oh, you mean, no, he was setting up Vin to look like an attempted assassin.
Right, but he was a hero sheriff that stopped it.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, yeah. No. That's not going to happen with me. And then I was saying, well, if Bianco's on the ticket, I won't vote for him. I'm going to put in Mercury. I probably will vote for Hilton. And the more I read about him, the globalist and where the wife sits and all that, I'm going, you know, as much as the man is the head of the house, the wife still turns the head. She's the neck that turns the head. So this is your guy. You know, Daniel Mercury is who I will feel comfortable running our state. I think he understands it. I think for him to come out and meet people. How many times do you get to see a governor? You don't. That he's willing to come here and meet us. He's going to be in Stockton that weekend. This coming weekend, I believe they're going to do something in Stockton. And then on Sunday, they're going to come to my house and then head back back south. And I think to myself, you know what? This guy is what California needs. I'm not politically correct. A lot of us are not, but I want a man's man that's going to run the state. I don't want a man that today he's got his beard, tomorrow he's got a makeup on over that beard and a dress, okay? I want this kind of a man. I want this kind of a man that's going to understand what it's like because he has a wife that believes in the same Lord and Savior as us. Yes, we are a Christian nation. Mike says, make America Christian again. I think that's what we need to do. Not that we have to change things, but we need to understand that we are a Christian nation, okay? I don't care what God you follow that God. That's on you. But we are still a Christian nation right now, and let's keep it that way.
You know what I love about Greg and Linda Hanna? They have a beautiful house in a beautiful area, and they so many others would be like, keep away. This is our fort. Just get out. No, nobody's welcome here. We don't want you coming over. They're completely the opposite. They are the first ones to say, absolutely, come on over. Let's do it. Let's bring some attention to this. Let's make things happen. I like that. I love people who don't just talk about things, but do things. And that's what you're doing. And this is you're asking for a donation, but it includes food. It's a brunch. It's going to be on Sunday. Tell us the date. Give us the details.
Can you repeat that part again? I'm sorry. My dogs are barking in the back, and you're a little low in the volume. Sorry.
Can you give us some details of when?
Yes. So Jules and I will be going to Costco, and we're going to be having brunch here. And I'm not a drinker, so I said, "Wasn't brunch talk about mimosas or something?" And she says, "Yeah." And I go, "Okay, don't ask me about alcohols. I don't know anything." If I'm going to have a party here, I normally go on the Costco and I do a FaceTime with my sister. She'll tell me that wine, not that wine, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to have a brunch. And I'm thinking, I don't know, the Mexican in me wants to say chorizo and eggs, but, people are like, but we're going to go and get, just so we could get to know this man and ask the questions. I ran into Larry Elder in Orlando. He didn't want to run into me. But I ran into him and I asked him the questions and I said, don't get personal in their questions. Don't ask him personal about him and his wife. I go, but ask him whatever you want because you need to find that out from him. I want to hear from him. Is he going to get squirmy? Is he going to not want to talk about it? Or maybe he doesn't know. He'll get back to us. And that's okay. I'd much rather have that. But I say that people need to, don't let them, I refuse to be bullied. And I'm not a puppet. But don't you dare bully me and tell me, oh, you're throwing away your vote. I was even told when I was putting this up on Facebook about coming to my house, I was even told, I don't even know who the person is. I don't even know if I'm friends with him on Facebook. They said, anybody, including Daniel Mercury, and anybody that votes for him should be shunned. I said, it's still on there. I actually screenshot it in case he said, and I said, so you're sounding like a liberal now. If you don't agree with him, that I should be shunned. Don't tell me I'm throwing away don't bully me. Don't try to fear monger me and tell me that if you don't vote this way, we're going to lose everything. No. If you think that the other two candidates are so high up there. Now, there's some people that want the other two candidates that I love and respect a lot. I love them, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with them. My thing about it is that I'd rather have a grassroots person. That's for we, the people. That's what my thing is about. I'm not going to have a big name and the one that talks the toughest, and every sheriff's department is backing him up. I criticize our sheriff all the time. So, I mean, so they're backing you up in California, Santa Clara County and Sacramento County. Woo woo. I mean, when we were at that we were at the debate back in November. Do you remember that they said that they had confronted him, the sheriff, and asked him, why don't we go to Figueroa Street and stop this child trafficking? He did it, they did it. Whoever it is, let's stop it. There's innocent people being trafficked. They start as children, become adults, or as a child, they're already adults because of the things they know. We need to stop it. And I believe that this man, even I'm looking at a poster of him. So he's actually has the look of, over my dead body, you're going to come by me. And, for all of the Latinos out there, for all of the minorities that are saying that the white people runs this and that, well, you got your Latino right there. I don't know how much more Latino when he's in barely in generations from both countries of his parents coming in. And I know we should not emphasize on that because we're all the same, okay? But however, for the people that are I can't get myself to vote for a Republican. Somebody wrote on there, well, he's not actually a Republican. I said, yes. That's what I said. I go, yes, he's not a Republican. He's an independent. So am I. Will I ever vote Democrat? Never, for what they stand for. But will I vote independent? Yes, I will. But I mainly vote Republican. That is the truth. But I'm tired of them lying to us, to our face. I am a MAGA. Not only am I MAGA, I'm ultra MAGA. And I know President Trump, who he endorsed. Oh, well, I think for myself. I met President Trump twice. He's nicer, like everybody says the same old thing. He's great. Been to Mar-a-Lago 6 times. I don't get enough of that. It's been the highlight of my life to be able to meet President Trump. It would have been the real highlight if I would have met my man, Rush Limbaugh. But he's gone now. Maybe when we get to heaven, I'm going to say, I wanted to meet you. But I'm telling you, President Trump, as much as I love President Trump, and he did not endorse this young man, Daniel Mercury, I wish he would have looked into him because he would have endorsed him.
I do too.
He's
I don't
everything
know
that we
why
need as
President
Americans.
Trump chose to endorse Steve Hilton, especially a week before the California Republican convention. Why did he do that? I'm sorry he did. I wish he would not have, but he did.
He did, and he also endorsed John Cox. Remember that a few years back instead of Travis Allen?
Oh, yeah.
So he also endorsed John Cox. We all know that. And why? I don't know. Who's whispering in your ear again? I don't understand politics that much. I just know that if we're out here, especially President Trump almost gives up on California because they're so blue and so whacked out. And I understand that. But when I met President Trump the last time at Mar-a-Lago was in, I think it was May of 2024, I met President Trump. And I said to him, what should I say to him? I already said a few things to him. I have a selfie with him. And I'm the only one that got a selfie in Bedminster. So it's been really, I actually met him 3 times with a selfie. No, it was a selfie. And then it was the 2. Okay, sorry, you're getting a little old. But when I did meet him, I said, what can I say to him? What can I say to him? And I said, President Trump. And I wanted to say something for all of us. I said, I was wondering what to say to you besides how much we support you, how much we stand with you. I said, I'm going to tell you that the California conservatives that are Trump supporters are the strongest patriots around because we got to put up with everything being called a racist. You see, there's accents from the hood of San Jose, I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud that my parents came here legally. I'm proud that what my dad was able to do with his 7 children. I'm very proud of all that. I tell people I didn't even know summers were for vacations. I thought summers were to go pick in the fields. I thought that's what it was all about. As a family, the funnest times that I had with my cousins, it was great. All the families, like they did in the movie La Bamba, everybody went to the fields. That's what we did. And it was some of the funnest times of my life that we did that. And I didn't learn a lot of nice things until I started to work. You know, I wish I would have gone to school, but unfortunately I didn't have rich parents that, you know, I had to work as a child, as a teenager and a young adult. But once I became a Christian, I realized that what is more important to me, not the superficial things that are going to poof tomorrow. What's more important to me is what's going to last forever and going to change, make a change in our lives. I remember one nephew of mine said, let's talk about good things like who's winning the Dodgers, right? And then I said, and next year we'll be fighting another team to win. And I said, what about where our country is going? And they said, is that all you think about? Besides God, my family, and country? No, that's all I think about. How everything comes back to the same thing. You know, we want this, I want to continue that we have this beautiful country and keep it as it is. My dad, being a very, 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 I can't even say very enough, proud Mexican man. I always say, if you look up the hardest working Mexican, you will see a picture of my father, Jose Martinez Castillon Jr. And Castillon because you have to use the both last names, okay? My father was the hardest working man. He told me, this is the best country, or else I would have stayed back there. You guys have a future here because you could do anything you want in this country if you do one or two things. One of them is work hard or go to school. So I learned that, and I think that I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose what we have as a country. And our state being, I believe California is the most beautiful state that there is of all 50 states. Well, we all know hands down is the best weather, but it's beautiful. I mean, here I am in the foothills, an hour and 20 minutes from South Lake Tahoe, 23 miles from Sacramento. You know, in 6 hours, I'm in Disneyland. Yosemite's 3.5 hours, you know, so everything is here. You want to get to the beach, you want to get a Monterey County, you're there in 3.5 hours too. So wherever you want to go, the most beautiful state, let's keep it golden. And I believe with all my heart. At first I thought, I'm a little stubborn, a lot stubborn. And I thought, no one's going to tell me who to vote for. I'm going to go with Daniel Mercury, okay? And then I believe it. I said, no, there's more people that think like me. That we want a man, we don't want to be put in a box where we're fear-mongering. Oh, we're going to throw away your vote. Oh, you know, if you don't do this, we're not going to ever have a chance. What if there's 2 Republicans on there? And he's not a Republican. I believe he's probably going to go under independent, you know. But let's get a person that's going to do something, not just talk, because that's all they do. Now, I'm 23 miles east of Sacramento. I'll be there in, you know, in 20 minutes. I could, you know, 25 minutes I could be at the Capitol if I really wanted to. But guess what? You can't even, I want a place that we could call our home. You know, where where is the Ben Bergquam knows where it's at. The mansion of the governors. I think it's on H and 16th. I'm almost sure.
Governor's mansion, yeah, which
yes,
we haven't had a
that nobody lives there, even since Ronald Reagan, okay? Nobody lives there. But you know what? Let's make California what he understands our needs as everyday people. You know, when you're in the military and you're more disciplined, my husband is a veteran as well, you know, and when you're in there, you could see the intensity in his eyes where he's going to fight, fight, fight. And that's what we want. That's what we want. And I ask everybody to join us this Sunday at my house. We're going to be giving you our email address. Let me know. And the email, do you mind if I give it to them right now, my email address?
No, please
it's
do. Right,
Linda Hanna,
like
LINDAHANNA dot 1979 at yahoo.com. So it's lindahanna.1979 at yahoo.com. And let me just find out who you are. I have room for everybody. I'm too Mexican not to. Everybody's welcome. And even if you just hear them out. Hear them out. Don't be put in a box that if you do this, you're wrong. No, you're an American. Think like an American. It's our number one is freedom of speech, freedom of wherever we want to vote. Don't you let anybody tell you. And that's why I said, you're not going to tell me. And then that stupid guy that said to me, and I hope he watches this video too, that stupid guy that says we should all shun anybody that goes for him. And I thought, well, I was shunned with President Trump by my family and friends. One more time, it ain't no thing.
Right.
So But I'm telling you, this man, and I'm gonna show you guys the just his picture right here. You know, he's got the intensity of just so you could just see Dan Mercury, and it's Mercury, Mercuri. You know, Daniel Mercury, and you know, we need to help them. We wonder why we're not getting ahead. The other day, my daughter says to me, Mom, she was on her way to Coachella to the concert, and she says, gas is ridiculous. And I said, I know, I know. She goes, I voted for Trump because gas is supposed to be. I go, first of all, honey, hold on, little Gen Z, hold on. And I said, let me tell you something. I said, Trump, it's still cheaper than it was with Biden. And I said, how many refineries have left California? And why are companies leaving California? The taxes. You get taxed for everything here. And I said, that's why. Did you ever think of that? She goes, no. So, you know, that's the truth. Let's make a difference. Let's vote different, but let's vote for an independent person that is not for one or the other. And everybody goes, oh, well, I'm voting Republican all the way. Well, good for you. Oh, I cannot vote anywhere but Democrats. I'm Mexican. Okay, go ahead. Where have we gotten? Nowhere. Because you vote for, what did President Trump say when the blacks in 2016, he goes, what in the hell do you got to lose?
Yeah,
What do
what
you
have you
have
got
to
to lose?
lose?
Hmm.
What do you have to lose? Let's vote Daniel Mercury. Let's vote Daniel Mercury. And let's make a change in our beautiful state. And don't let anybody tell you because you're from the hood, you cannot vote outside the Democrat Party. And because it's not a GOP, you cannot vote. Baloney. Baloney. Vote your conscience. I told that guy that said that to me, I said, first of all, I vote my convictions, not yours. I answer to God, not to you. And everything should be done in prayer. And I apologize. You started in prayer today. And I said, I can't hear you. And then I go, you sound like you're praying. And then I looked and I said, oh my God, he is praying. So we all have to start with pray and pray about it. I feel a peace that surpasses all understanding about my vote for Daniel Mercury. Knowing that he has my values, my morals, what I want for our future. I wanted to move out of state. Not going anywhere without my grandson. Not. Daddy's not going to let him go, and my daughter's not coming with me. She's probably going, yay, bye-bye. But not going anywhere without watching that little guy watch grow another minute. So I tell everybody, don't believe he doesn't have a chance. He does have a chance, a big chance. So get used to saying Governor Daniel Mercury. Get used to it, people. That is going to be our next governor. Get used to it because it's going to be.
I love that you're doing this. This is a great opportunity for you to not only meet Daniel Mercury, and like Linda said, how often do you get the opportunity to even meet somebody running for governor, much less somebody who is governor? You just, for the most part, don't. This is an opportunity. He is an extraordinary gentleman. There's going to be some great food there. There always is. It's an excellent environment and a beautiful place. And she's opening up her home for all of us to come and hang out, have some food, meet Daniel Mercury, get photos with him, listen to what he has to say, ask him questions. This is a huge opportunity. And it's this coming Sunday. That's April 26th. Starts at 11 a.m., right?
11 a.m. to 2. So there's 3 hours. You're not set to come in at an hour, but come throughout that day. So we could do this, and we could, si se puede. Isn't that the way the Latinos say it? Si se puede. So si se puede. He will be our next governor. When people get to see him, I looked up some stuff. I like to read about things. I don't want to be like the liberals that, I don't know, Trump is this, they don't have anything else. And I looked up, and everything you read about him, it's just so impressive, and impressive in the heart, not impressive like, wow, he got a medal for this. No, impressive that's the kind of man we want to run this. Finally, we have somebody that's willing to fight for California and our dreams. California dreaming, people. We couldn't dream. We've been having nightmares for how many years now? I thought the Browns would never leave California. And notice how they're all keeping it in there, right? And, so Daniel Mercury, is the guy. I mean, I'm looking over here to the side because I'm looking at his picture, and I just absolutely just love the way he looks. The intensity in his eyes is just like, no, man, you're not going to mess with us. We're not going to be this blue hair people, as I'm wearing a blue hat. It's red, white, and blue, actually. But that we are people that we want. Everybody, most of us should love our children. We want our children to grow up in a place. And like I tell people this, right, left, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, whatever. Nobody's happy with Newsom. No one is. Unfortunately, sometimes the left will not say it, okay? But no one is happy with Newsom. So let's give it a try. What do you got to lose? Nada. Daniel Mercury is your guy.
There you go. Send Linda an email. Tell her you're interested in attending the brunch this Sunday, and then she will get you the address. Get there.
Absolutely.
It is a neighborhood, so you'll have to consider parking. You might have to walk a little bit, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. Just park where you can on the street.
And bring your children. It's okay.
Yes, and bring your children. And, of course, Spike. I'll have Spike with me. I always bring my dog. Of course. It's worth it. You'll have such a good time. So one more time, your email address is Linda Hanna.
My email address, lindahanna.1979@yahoo.com. So it's LINDAHANNA.1979@yahoo.com.
There you go. All right, my friend. Good job. I'll see you Sunday.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm glad we were able to get together.
Me too. I'm glad to help promote this event anytime.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll see you Sunday.
Always count on me. And I hope to see you there. I hope you follow through. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be a magical time. It really is. You're going to be impressed with Daniel Mercury, and this is a great opportunity for you. And have a good meal too. And go to my website if you want to help support this show at charliesimons.com, CharlieSimons.com. Get yourself a nice little mug. This is what you need, Linda, on your desk there. Let's talk about politics and religion. Yeah, buddy. Big old 15-ounce coffee mug. I got hats. I got shirts. I got a lot of other mugs, all at charliesimons.com. When you buy some of my products, you help support this show. May God bless you and keep you. May God bless America. But most importantly, America bless God.